All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are breaking down a system for freelance designers who want to make a whole lot more money. But here's the twist. It's not about getting more clients. It's about changing how you work with the ones you already have.
You've probably thought this, right? It's the classic freelance belief. To scale up your income, you just have to scale up your client list. It feels like simple math, but honestly, it's a total trap.
And yeah, it's just plain wrong. In fact, that exact line of thinking is probably the biggest thing holding most designers back from hitting that six-figure mark. It's a one-way ticket to burnout, not to a bigger bank account.
So let's unpack this more clients myth. On the surface, it makes sense, but when you look closer, you realize it's a really stressful and surprisingly not so profitable way to run your business.
Chasing more clients puts you on this hamster wheel. You know what I'm talking about. More emails, more project management, more revisions, more stress, and you're always capped by the number of hours in the day. But the more value approach, now that's where the magic is. We're talking about the same client, but you're earning a higher income and getting way more leverage. It's just smarter.
The whole thing really boils down to one huge shift in how you think about yourself. You have to stop being just a vendor, someone who provides a service, and start becoming a real strategic partner. And that shift, it all starts when you stop selling deliverables and you start selling outcomes. See, an outcome is a real, measurable business result. Your clients don't actually want a logo. They want to be memorable. They want stronger brand positioning. They don't just want a new website, they want more people to sign up. That's the key.
Think about it this way. A vendor sells things, logos, mock-ups. From the client's point of view, you're an expense on a spreadsheet. But a partner sells solutions to big, expensive problems, like a weak brand or terrible conversion rates. A partner is an investment in the company's growth.
Okay, so theory is great, but how do we actually do this? Well, it starts by packaging your expertise. You're going to stop trading your time for money and start selling well-defined, high-value solutions.
Let's just take a simple logo design. Instead of just handing over a JPEG file and calling it a day, you turn it into a product. You start with that logo, sure, but then you layer on the value. You add a professional color system, you add type pairings, you create a brand guide so they actually use it right, and then you bundle in a social media kit to get them started.
And what happens when you package it like that? Well, the price tag completely changes. A project that might have been a $500 one-off is now easily a $1,500 package, if not more. It's the same client, the same core design skill, but you've tripled your revenue. Why? Because you solved a much bigger problem for them.
And hey, you don't have to stop there. You can build out a whole menu of these high-value add-ons. The client needs it super fast? No problem, that's a priority delivery fee. They want their logo to pop on social media? That's a logo animation upsell. You see where this is going? Suddenly, one single project can turn into multiple revenue streams.
Okay, so now you've got these awesome, high-value packages. You need a consistent way to sell them. Seriously, six-figure designers do not just sit around waiting for referrals. They build a system that brings in leads every single week. And that system can be surprisingly simple. Just look at this schedule. This isn't about working yourself to the bone. It's about consistent, focused actions. A few targeted emails, sharing your expertise online, and always following up. This is what predictable income looks like.
But how you reach out? Man, it makes all the difference. That first message? Hi, sir, I'm looking for work. It just screams vendor, and it's getting deleted immediately. But that second message, it leads with value. You've spotted a problem, and you've already offered a potential solution. You're not begging for a job, you're starting a business conversation.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle, positioning. The amount of money you can charge is directly tied to how your clients see you and the value they think you bring. It can be something as simple as changing how you talk about yourself. I design logos is a task, it's a commodity. But I hope businesses build recognizable brand identities, that's a strategic business outcome. It automatically justifies a higher price because it's tied to a much bigger goal. Here's another great example. I design websites is so vague, but look at the alternative. I help SaaS companies turn more visitors into paying users. Wow, it's specific, it's focused on results, and it speaks directly to what that business actually cares about, making money. You instantly sound like you get it. Now, to pull this off, you do have to learn a little bit of their language. You don't need to go get an MBA, but you do need to understand the basic numbers that run their business.
When you can talk about things like conversion rates or customer acquisition costs, you stop being just the designer in their eyes.
Because when you can confidently say something like this, you completely reframe the entire conversation. You've just connected your design skills directly to one of their most important business metrics. You've just gone from a creative vendor to a growth partner. And believe me, that changes everything about your pricing power.
So when you boil it all down, the truth is pretty simple. Your creative talent, that's what got you in the door. But it's not what's going to get you to that next level of income. The path to six figures isn't about being more creative, it's about being more structured.
So this is it. This is your new operating system. First, solve expensive problems. Don't just do design tasks. Second, package up your solutions so they're easy to buy. Third, build a system to find clients so you're always in control. And finally, learn to speak the language of business value.
So I'm going to leave you with one question to really think about for your own business. It's a big one, and it could change everything for you. Right now, are you selling your time or are you selling results?